He was 56 years old, walked with a cane, and carried a pistol as he stormed the beaches of Normandy on June 6, 1944. While most men his age were considering retirement, this prominent man did something radically different. He was fighting on the beaches of Normandy with men 20 and 30 years younger than him. I'm Lee Habib. This is Our American Stories, and this is the story of a president's son who also happened to be the oldest man to fight at Normandy.
Theodore Roosevelt Jr., despite needing a cane to walk, led his troops onto Utah Beach during the D-Day invasion of France. You may think I'm referring to President Theodore Roosevelt, hero of the Rough Rider Regiment, governor of New York, and the vigorous outdoorsman whose presidency gave us the bully pulpit, the Monroe Doctrine, national parks, and the Panama Canal. Now, this story is about his son, who had a lot to live up to by sharing the same name as his famous father. Born in 1887 to a life of privilege and high expectations, Theodore Ted Roosevelt Jr. was the oldest son and namesake of the 26th President of the United States. From Sagamore Hill, the Roosevelts moved to the governor's mansion in Albany when young Ted was 11 years old, and into the White House in Washington, D.C. when Ted was 13. Despite his famous heritage, Ted would have to build his own success. His larger-than-life father had been a sickly child and was a firm believer in the benefits of living a strenuous, vigorous life. After attending both public and private schools, young Ted hoped to serve in the military and considered the military academy at West Point. His father preferred that Ted volunteer for military service if the need arose and instead attend Harvard University. Ted chose Harvard and after graduation found success in banking and publishing, but still had a desire to serve in the military as his father had. Ted's opportunity came in 1915 when he was among the first soldiers to volunteer as the United States entered World War I. He left his successful business career to join the Army at an officer training camp in Plattsburgh, New York. Ted was sent to France in 1917 and was shot in the leg in the decisive Battle of Soissons and nearly lost his vision after being gassed. His courageous leadership on the battlefield would earn him a Distinguished Service Cross, a Distinguished Service Medal, and 2 Silver Star Medals. Now a war hero with proven leadership abilities in his own right, Ted attempted to follow his father's footsteps into politics. He was elected to the New York State Assembly, and in 1924 was the Republican nominee for New York governor, losing by just over 3 percentage points to Democrat Al Smith. President Warren G. Harding's administration appointed Ted as the Assistant Secretary to the Navy in 1921. He was appointed as governor to Puerto Rico in 1929 and governor general to the Philippines beginning in 1932. As the United States hesitated to directly enter World War II, Ted returned to active duty in the Army in April of 1941. 8 months before the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor forced America's official declaration of war. Now a brigadier general, Theodore Roosevelt Jr. was assigned to take Utah Beach as part of the largest amphibious invasion in military history. His 4th Infantry Division landed in the first wave of the invasion on June 6, 1944, missing the target area by 3 miles. Roosevelt was the highest-ranking officer and the oldest man to land on the beaches of Normandy. Ted was armed with only a cane and a pistol, and famously yelled, "We'll start the war from here," and ordered an advance. He later wrote to his wife, "It steadies the young men to know that I am with them, plodding along with my cane." The D-Day assault on Utah Beach, begun in utter chaos and confusion, would end as a spectacular success. Utah Beach had been taken in less than an hour. In a massive invasion force of 20,000 troops and 1,700 motorized vehicles, there were surprisingly few casualties, fewer than 300 men. 5 weeks after the successful D-Day operation at Utah Beach on July 12, 1944, Brigadier General Theodore Roosevelt Jr.'s poor health caught up with him. He suffered a sudden heart attack and died at the age of 56 in Mayottes, France. Adding to his military honors from World War I, Roosevelt would receive 2 more Silver Star Medals, a Legion of Merit Award, and the nation's highest military award, the Medal of Honor. His citation reads in part, "After 2 verbal requests to accompany the leading assault elements in the Normandy invasion had been denied, Brigadier General Roosevelt's written request for this mission was approved, and he landed with the first wave of the forces assaulting the enemy-held beaches. He repeatedly led groups from the beach and established them inland. His valor, courage, and presence in the very front of the attack, and his complete unconcern at being under heavy fire, inspired the troops to heights of enthusiasm and self-sacrifice. Although the enemy had the beach under constant direct fire, Brigadier General Roosevelt moved from one locality to another, rallying men around him, and personally led them against the enemy. Under his seasoned, precise, calm, and unfaltering leadership, assault troops reduced beach strongpoints and rapidly moved inland with minimum casualties. He thus contributed substantially to the successful establishment of the beachhead in France." Picturing the son of a U.S. president at age 56, leading much younger men into the largest amphibious invasion in history, and carrying nothing but a pistol and a cane, one can't help but notice that Theodore Roosevelt Jr. did indeed live up to his father's famous axiom, "Speak softly and carry a big stick."